For the last 7 years, we have been hearing about how North Indians are migrating to the South, how they're destroying the culture of the South, how they're imposing Hindi, and so on. Now, this is not new. This has been going on for ages. But in the last 7 years, it has become worse. It's become more aggressive, so much so that a particular community has been blamed for this. They are the BJP, the Bharatiya Janata Party, in 2014. When the BJP came to power, they promised to make Hindi the national language of India. This was in their manifesto. It asked people to quote the first 5 things that come to your mind when you think of India. Ever since the BJP has come to power, Hindi speakers have migrated to the South in large numbers. He said, South Indian superstars impose a ban on Hindi-speaking people. What an irony that the same people eat at the same restaurants, travel in the same flights, and stay in the same hotels, yet they want everything in their mother tongue. This is a popular talk show host. This is what he said. Section of South Indian society does not want North Indians in their midst. A linguistic clash is brewing in Bangalore. Sooner or later, it could explode into a full-blown cultural war. This is another news channel. The headline reads, North Indians versus South Indians, the new cultural war. You're here. Beware of the Hindi-speaking threat. These are not my words. These are the words of the so-called intellectual elite of this country. They are all lies. They say they face discrimination there. It may or may not be true. But what the BJP wants to do is use that sentiment to its advantage. The party wants to make you believe that North Indians are in danger in the South, that they are being targeted. The reason given is language. Guess what the top 3 answers were? Religion, language, culture. And the options given were Hinduism, Bollywood, Hindi, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Punjab, Rajasthan, Gujarat. What may have started as a cultural clash, if at all it did start as one, is now being blown out of proportion by right-wing media houses. Their intention is clear. They want to paint the South as anti-North, anti-Hindi, basically anti-India. See the problem here? The options themselves were Hindi and Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Punjab, Rajasthan, Gujarat. This is North India? Yes, there may be isolated incidents. Some shopkeepers may not want to display Hindi. Some people may prefer to speak in their local language. Is that a crime? Should we really be so insecure about our language that we can't tolerate this? If a person prefers to speak in his or her mother tongue, who really loses in this? Not the North, not Hindi. All that we lose is some cheap publicity that we don't deserve. This is imposing North Indian culture on the rest of the country. And ever since then, there have been multiple instances where the BJP has tried to push Hindi, tried to impose Hindi on non-Hindi speaking states. It's said that all central universities will now have a compulsory Hindi course. It was to review the progress of Hindi, and you guessed it right. Its recommendations were to push Hindi. The committee suggested that Hindi should be made a compulsory subject in all classes. From 1 to 12, right now, Hindi is not compulsory in lower classes. You can opt for it. But the committee wants to make it compulsory. Do you know what else it suggested? That Hindi should be made the medium of instruction in all central universities? The question is, why? If the students don't want to study Hindi, if it's not part of their curriculum, why force them? The HRD ministry said that this will help in the integration of the country. Well, how? It's by making students study a language they don't want to. This is imposition. This is plain and simple imposition. And this is not enough. I will give you some examples. In 2018, the HRD Ministry of India, that's the Human Resource Development Ministry, now called the Education Ministry, issued a diktat. Then in 2019, the government constituted a high-level committee. It was headed by none other than Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself, and these are just 2 instances. There are many more. In 2021, the government of India released a survey, and this is where the blame game comes in. Let me show you some tweets. This is what politicians and media houses are saying. Anupam Kher tweeted this. There is no war. There is no ban on Hindi speakers. But let me be clear here. There is no organized campaign to wipe out Hindi from the South.